welcome to the Marion University Athletic Gala. This will be the 48th time we have presented Most Valuable Player Awards and honored our student athletes, and the first time at the beautiful Performing Arts Center. This year we will present 15 squad MVPs, a Spirit Award, and a Student Athlete Award. We will also recognize members of Chi Alpha Sigma National College Athlete Honor Society. As happens every year, certain events take place following this banquet. If you are here and your name is called, please stand and remain standing as I read through the honors from late spring 2017. And audience, please hold your applause until I've completed the list. The 2017 women's tennis team earned a bid to the NCAA tournament and advanced to the regional final match for the 9th time in 11 years, and that squad earned a Peach Belt Conference Team Sportsmanship Award. Baseball player Marion Seymour was named to the PBC All-Academic Team. Go ahead and stand up. Women's tennis team from last year. Women's basketball player Brianna Burgeons received an Arthur Ashe Jr. Scholar Athlete Award for 2017 from Diverse Magazine. 2 FMU runners, Javier Bustos Jaimes and Devin Nelson, were named to the COSIDA Academic All-District 3 team for the 2nd year in a row. Softball players Shania Dominique, Taylor Johnson, Chelsea Welty, and Sydney Holland were named to the NFCA All-America Scholar Athlete Team for 2017. Tennis players Mauricio Guerrero, Samantha Koliker, Sophia Henning, Anna Erzel, Maria Kruger, and Anna Wintrix all garnered ITA Scholar Athlete recognition for 2017. Members of last year's men's and women's tennis teams and the golf team, please stand as these squads all earned National Team Academic Awards. Golfers Alessandro Caselli and Mark Casulo garnered All-American Scholar recognition. And 92 student athletes were named to the FMU Swamp Fox Athletic Academic Honor Roll for the 2017 spring semester. 93 were recognized on the 2017 Peach Belt Conference Presidential Honor Roll, and 23 received Division II ADA Academic Achievement Awards. Let's give these individuals a round of applause. At this time, we would like to recognize all of the senior student athletes who are concluding their playing careers at FMU. If they will please stand as I read their name, and if you will hold your applause until I've read all of the names. Women's basketball, Victoria Dye, Kiana Williams, Kai Chandler, Kristen Tynes. Women's cross country and track, Mackenzie Arnold, Taylor Brunson. Women's soccer, Haley Bigler, Brianna Henderson. Softball, Sam Chedina, Samantha Wobleski. Women's tennis, Sophia Henning, Marie Kruger, Anna Wintrich. Women's volleyball, Erica Hardings, Shelby Meek. Baseball, Justin Palmer, Arian Seymour, T. Dubose, William Robbins, Adam Hornstra, Austin Griffey, Trey Chapman. Men's basketball, Dietrich Browning, Judah Alexander, John Jenkins, Warren Speck. Men's cross country and track, Javier Bustos Jaimes, Devin Nelson, Jonathan Reed. Golf, Alessandro Caselli, Mark Casulo, Callum McGuigan. And men's soccer, Jeffin Williams, Harrison Smith, Levin Sandman, and Andrew Kephart. We would also like to recognize all conference, all region, and all Americans from this year. Again, please stand when your name is called. Remain standing, and audience, please hold your applause until I've read all of the names. Mackenzie Arnold, women's cross country, PBC All-Academic. Alexis Byers, women's cross country, PBC All-Academic. Emma Driggers, women's cross country, PBC All-Academic. Jasmine Watson, women's cross country, PBC All-Academic and PBC All-Sportsmanship team. Javier Bustos Jaimes, men's cross country, PBC All-Academic team. Devin Nelson, men's cross country, PBC All-Academic team. Carlos Oliver, men's cross country, PBC All-Academic team. Ivan Henderson, men's cross country, PBC All Sportsmanship Team. Levin Sandman, Men's Soccer, PBC All Academic, All Conference, and COSIDA Academic All District Team. Harrison Smith, Men's Soccer, PBC All Academic. Matthew Bainbridge, Men's Soccer, PBC All Academic. Janine Gordon, Women's Soccer, PBC All Academic. Sierra Hurtado, Women's Soccer, PBC All Academic. Jessica Garnett, Women's Soccer, PBC All Academic. Harley Gauthier, Women's Soccer, PBC All Academic. Michaela Kitchen, Women's Soccer, PBC All Academic. Georgia Garrison, Volleyball, PBC All Academic, All Conference, the Elite 15 Award presented by EAB, and COSIDA Academic All District Team. Carrie McGinnis, Volleyball, PBC All Academic. Shanice Fulmore, Women's Basketball, All Conference, All Region, and All American. Kai Chandler, Women's Basketball, All Conference. Brandon Parker, Men's Basketball, All Conference. Dietrich Browning, Men's Basketball, All Conference, PBC Player of the Year, All Region, and All American. T.U. Bowes, Baseball, PBC All Academic. Arian Seymour, Baseball, PBC All Academic. Shania Dominique, Softball, PBC All Academic. Sydney Holland, Softball, PBC All Academic. Jenny Pollock, Softball, PBC All Academic. Taylor Johnson, Softball, PBC All Academic. Chelsea Welty, Softball, PBC All Academic. Mauricio Guerrero, Men's Tennis, PBC All Academic. Sophia Henning, Women's Tennis, PBC All Academic. Marie Kruger, Women's Tennis, PBC All Academic and All Conference. And Anna Wintridge, Women's Tennis, PBC All Academic. Let's honor these student athletes with a round. If the men's basketball team would please stand. This squad earned an NCAA Division II NABC Team of the Week National Award for the last week in January. Let's give them a round of applause. And if the men's and women's cross-country teams would please stand, as they were both named U.S. Track and Field and Cross-Country Coaches Association All-Academic Teams for the 2017 fall season. Several current FMU student athletes recently earned honors off the playing field. If these student athletes would please stand and again hold your applause until I've read all the names. 3 FMU student athletes were inducted into Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society. Volleyball player Georgia Garrison, tennis player Sophia Henning, and tennis player Anna Wintridge. Volleyball players Shelby Meek and Carrie McGinnis were inducted into Gamma Sigma Epsilon Chemistry Honor Society. Softball player Taylor Johnson was inducted into Phi Alpha Theta History Honor Society and Pi Sigma Alpha National Political Science Honor Society. Athletic Director Murray Hartzler was inducted into Omicron Delta Kappa National Leadership Honor Society. Cross-country runner Emma Driggers is a McNair Scholar. Cross-country runner Javier Bustos Jaimes is an FMU Fellow. Baseball player Henry Davis IV, cross-country runner Jasmine Watson, and Driggers are student marshals. And Driggers and women's tennis player Nikita Berger are both CHE Palmetto Fellows. And at the university's annual Academic Awards Day ceremony last week, men's soccer player Harrison Smith received the History Award. Men's cross-country runner Javier Bustos Jaimes received both the Mathematics Award and the Industrial Engineering Award, and women's tennis player Marie Kruger received the Management Award. And finally, student athletes, you'd give yourself a round of applause for all the charitable works you did this past year. whether in the Red Card for Cancer Initiative, Dads at the Dugout, Batting for Babies, the Wounded Warrior Project, Dig Pink Campaign, Play for K, Make-A-Wish, Team Impact, a youth clinic, or any of the other many ways you represent Francis Marion University in our community. Congratulations. And we will now begin with our MVP awards. If the coaches would please come up to award the plaques as we come to your sport. And student athletes, remember that the comments I read come straight from your coach. I'm just reading their thoughts. Our first award is cheerleading. This individual has exhibited positivity and leadership from the very beginning. Before ever being designated as captain, she took the initiative to ensure team members arrived on time to practices, often arrived early to practice, and stayed after to make sure equipment was set up and made sure the team was prepared to start stretches before practice. At times, she was confronted about how she demonstrated leadership, but instead of responding with negativity, she accepted feedback as constructive and showed respect. She always began practice with encouraging words and also often gave pep talks to the team, even in times when she was not feeling confident herself. She's been a wonderful asset to the team, and the 2017-2018 cheer program has benefited greatly from her participation. The Most Valuable Player Award for Cheerleading and Dance goes to senior Shakia Johnson. Men's track and field. This young man is truly a needle in the rough and a diamond in the haystack. Upon arriving at FMU, he had scant experience with distance running and only 2 seasons of high school track. Despite the lack of experience, his strong work ethic was clearly noticed in the team voting, as each vote included a comment about his consistent effort and drive. This work ethic helped him drop over a minute from his high school 2-mile time to the similar 3K distance in college. And he would drop close to 30 seconds for the mile to the 1,500 meters. He has a genuine interest in his teammates, and although he might not be the best with names, he wants to see them all succeed. As he grows with experience, we are looking forward to his next 2 seasons. The Jerry and Jean Lee Most Valuable Player Award for Men's Track and Field goes to sophomore Ivan Henderson. Women's track and field. With 4 different disciplines and more than 16 events, deciding a track MVP is usually a tough call. Fielding our largest team in the past 10 years only enhanced this challenge. 2 themes stood out during the voting: this young lady's work ethic and her support for her teammates. One teammate mentioned that even while this MVP was competing in her own events, she would find a moment to cheer on her other teammates. Her work ethic helped her improve her long jump by nearly half a foot. And her favorite event, an event very few even are willing to attempt, the triple jump, she improved by close to a foot. Her unbridled optimism is contagious, and the team and I are so grateful and fortunate she's only a sophomore. This year's Most Valuable Player for Women's Track and Field is sophomore Jasmine Watson. Volleyball. This individual ranked among the top 8 in the Peach Belt Conference in kills, service aces, digs, and points per set. She missed 3 weeks of our season after going down with an ankle injury, but was still so well respected throughout our conference that the other teams in the Peach Belt elected her for second team all-conference recognition. She is most known for her jump height and her heavy arm, but despite looking at her offense, she's one of our best serve receivers. She led the Patriots with 8 double-doubles, 2.99 kills per set, 30 service aces, and a .958 reception percentage. An outstanding student athlete, she earned Waseda Academic All-District Honors, as well as being named to the PBC All-Academic Team, both of those for the 2nd consecutive year. And she earned the Elite 15 Award presented by EAB at the Conference Volleyball Tournament last fall. The Joseph B. Durant Most Valuable Player for Volleyball goes to junior Georgia Garrison. Baseball. This player comes to play every day and has been consistent all season. He leads by example and not words, and he plays with passion and has been a fixture for us all season. He has started 43 games, owns a .320 batting average, and leads the team with 14 doubles, 6 home runs, and a .506 slugging percentage. He's also driven in 35 runs, including 11 in the last 4 games. He has 16 multi-hit games and 9 multi-RBI games, and during the season put together a 13-game hitting streak. In the field, he's posted an impressive .953 fielding percentage. The Conyers O'Brien Most Valuable Player Award for baseball goes to junior shortstop C.J. Mackinson. Men's basketball. The 2018 men's basketball MVP is a senior. And what a senior season he had. In my 34 years as a head coach, I've never witnessed such a senior season. As a 6-foot guard, he averaged 24.6 points a game, which led the Peach Belt Conference by a large margin and placed him 4th nationally. He shot a remarkable 52% from the field and 44% from beyond the three-point arc. He was named the Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week 7 times. That's a record. Subsequently, he was named the Peach Belt Conference Player of the Year. He was also named First Team All-District for the Southeast from the National Association of Basketball Coaches and First Team All-Southeast Region by the Conference Commissioners Association. He was named an All-American by both the Division II Bulletin and the Division II Conference Commissioners Association, and was voted NCAA Division II Player of the Year by Hero Sports in an online voting that showed how much Patriot fans appreciated his final season. He led the Patriots to a 3rd place finish in the Peach Belt, a semifinal berth in the conference tournament, a 20-win season, and a berth in the NCAA tournament. He also led the Patriots with a team-high grade point average and will graduate in May with a degree in psychology. He broke too many records to mention in this speech. Suffice it to say, he finished as the career scoring leader at Francis Marion and in the Peach Belt with 2,356 points. Some on Twitter have called him the GOAT. For now, we will simply call him, for the 3rd year in a row, the most valuable player for men's basketball, senior Dietrich Brown. women's basketball. With every season that this player has been a member of the women's basketball program here at Francis Marion, she has managed to raise her performance to a level even higher than that of the previous year. As a freshman, she was Peach Belt Freshman of the Year. As a sophomore, she led the league in scoring and was named to the All-Conference second team. This season as a junior, she was named to the All-Peach Belt first team, as well as being named a WBCA Honorable Mention All-American. She was second in the PBC in scoring at 19.3 points per game and ranked among the top 8 in steals and blocked shots. For all of the individual accolades that this player has acquired over the last 3 years, and she's already 15th on the career scoring list with 1,358 points, she's proven to be an even better teammate. She's humble, hardworking, and carries herself with the confidence and maturity that makes her valuable to us way beyond her physical talent. Thank you for all that you have meant to this program this season. We love you and we can't wait to see what amazing things you will accomplish as you head into your senior year. For the second consecutive year, the Carolyn Bishop Freight Most Valuable Player for women's basketball goes to junior Shanice Coleman. Men's cross country. Over the past few seasons, we've been blessed to have 3 quality individuals who pushed each other relentlessly. Since winning the Methodist College Invitational Meet his junior season, this year's MVP would emerge from the trio and never look back. He was in the top finisher for the team for 9 straight meets for the past 2 years, including another individual championship, winning the 2017 Columbia College Koala Classic. In late September, he posted a personal best time for 8,000 meters of 26:53 at the Royals Cross Country Challenge. If not dealing for nagging injuries over the last month of the season, he would have finished his FMU cross country career with 10 straight top finishes. Along with his on-field efforts, one teammate referred to him as a great mentor who will be missed. I feel that I do him a disservice if I didn't again mention his academic achievements. As a dual mathematics and civil engineering major, he will graduate with honors and continue his education by pursuing a master's degree at Clemson University. He has also garnered PBC All-Academic Team recognition for the 3rd time, and on the track, he never missed a meet during his 4 years, running all 25. For the 2nd consecutive year, the Most Valuable Player Award for men's cross country goes to senior Javier Bustos Jaime. Women's cross country. For some, signing that letter of intent is the finish line for them, and they have a rough adjustment into their freshman year. This young lady's first season was difficult, but she grinded through it and put together a decent track season. This would springboard into a solid summer of training in 2017. When she arrived in fall camp, she was visibly different athlete and ready to go. She would lead the team in 5 of the 6 meets, with the highlight being setting a lifetime personal best for 5,000 meters at the Peach Belt Conference Championship meet at the time of 1933. This performance is the 9th best performance in program history. Earlier in the year, she set a personal best time for 6,000 meters as well. With 2 more seasons and a strong pack of returnees to push her, we look forward to what's next. The Most Valuable Player Award for women's cross country goes to sophomore Allison Fowler. Golf. Coach Gaynor would first like to give a big thank you to Assistant Coach Paul Woodbury for all his help throughout the year, not just with the team, but as a great sounding board. This year's MVP for the golf team is pound for pound and inch for inch, the longest player in college golf history, standing 5 foot 7 inches and weighing 139 pounds, the same physical dimensions as when he was a freshman. He's also done it both in the classroom and on the golf course. He will be a 2-time academic All-American. On the course, he has improved each year and has competed in over 100 rounds of golf for the Patriots. This season, he has a team best 73.67 stroke average, including 11 rounds of par or below. He registered a top 10 finish at the Wexford Plantation Intercollegiate. As a coach, he is a player that will definitely be missed. Someone that you can count on, not just athletically, but more importantly as a person. I look forward to what he does after his time at FMU, both in golf and life. He has been successful here, and I look forward to it carrying on in his future. The Most Valuable Player Award for golf goes to senior Mark Casulo. Men's soccer. This student athlete was our team captain. He's a great person on and off the field, and a leader by example. He is a person who was and is always available to his teammates, and a person I have been proud to have as part of our program for the last 3 years. He finished last season with 10 goals and 4 assists, while ranking second in the conference for goals scored, first in goals per match, third in points, and first in points per match. He was on the field for all but 74 minutes of the entire season total, covering 15 matches. He earned first team all-conference honors for his play on the field and all-academic team honors for his work in the classroom, both at the conference and regional levels. He became the 5th Patriot to earn all-conference honors 3 times, and his career goal total of 33 is the highest by a Patriot in 17 seasons. For the 2nd consecutive year, the MVP award for men's soccer goes to senior Levin Sandman. Women's soccer. As a freshman, this player came in and led immediately on the field, starting every match. Her communication out of the back line made a huge impact with our organization as a team. Her 1v1 defending, composure on the ball, and her ability to play a role in every set piece was noticed throughout the conference, as she was voted Defender of the Week. She helped lead a defense that cut its number of goals allowed more than in half from the previous season. She's very gifted with her knowledge of the game and works extremely well with her teammates. She started the 14 matches this year and was on the field for all but 5 minutes of the entire season total. She tallied 4 goals, 2 of them match winners, and 3 assists, and was second on the team in points with 11. She has been voted by her teammates and coaching staff for multiple reasons, but a common theme is you know you can count on her to get the job done during the match. The Folly Carter Most Valuable Player Award for Women's Soccer goes to freshman Daly McEwen. Softball. Most Valuable Player. A player that the team couldn't live without. Well, in a team sport, ultimately, we need everybody. This year, we needed all of our players to step up and perform, even as their roles may have changed throughout the year. We were lucky enough to say our team as a whole did just this. But tonight, we showcased just one of these young ladies, and it was a hard decision as many received votes. Our MVP is someone who is selfless, hardworking, always striving to be her best, competitive, enjoyable to be around. She stepped up at the plate this year when we needed her, batting .353 with 9 doubles, 3 homers, and 27 RBIs. She is someone who understands the bigger picture and wants the best for her team and will do whatever is asked of her for the betterment of the team, the epitome of what an MVP should be. She was asked to change roles several times, each time without a waver of fear or concern. She started games at catcher, second base, and in right field, and practiced at other positions. She has a confidence that is not over the top, but exactly what she needs to perform at our level. That confidence is also coupled with her humbleness, which makes all flock to her. We stated at the beginning of the year that she was going to be named a utility player on our roster, and she was just that. She always did what we needed her to do, and she wanted to be the best she could be. Even up to the last week, working hard to be the best catcher she should be, due to the loss of our starting catcher, learning and working on her blocking, framing, and whatever we asked of her. She also occupied many positions in the batting lineup, settling into the 2-hole position. Her job there is to move runners along, and she did just that, whether by bunt, hit, walk, or whatever it took. In a few words, she does whatever it takes and whatever is needed of her. The Ashley Lynn Most Valuable Player Award for softball goes to junior outfielder and catcher Jamie Harney. Men's tennis. We have the youngest tennis team in the Peach Belt Conference, and maybe in NCAA Division II, with no seniors and only 1 junior. We have a few good candidates for MVP this season. Tennis is a mental game. A player can be very successful if he understands how he plays and how he wins. This year's MVP loves to compete, which makes him successful on the tennis court and in the classroom. He's a baseliner who has improved his volley and one day could be a top player on our squad and in the Peach Belt. He registered a 7-10 singles mark, playing anywhere from 2 to 6, and was 4-5 in the rugged Peach Belt. He is quiet off the court, but a lot louder when the match begins. He's a quality person who I thoroughly enjoy coaching. I will be interested to see how good he can be in the next 3 years. The Most Valuable Player Award for men's tennis goes to freshman Paul Mulisman. Women's tennis. We have 3 very good candidates for this year's women's tennis MVP. All 3 will graduate, and all 3 have given our tennis team all they have in the classroom and on the tennis court. I've been very fortunate to enjoy the last 3 years with them. This year's MVP goes to a tennis player who has the most complete game on both squads, and definitely is one of the best players in the Peach Belt Conference. She compiled a 13-4 singles record at the #1 position, including a 6-3 mark in the Peach Belt. She was 11-7 in doubles. She can play tennis a number of different ways, which is unique in today's tennis game. She can play from the baseline or at the net. Her dad built her game and did a wonderful coaching job. She can play 1 more year, but will return home to complete her master's degree. I believe she will play tennis for the rest of her life, and she loves our great game. She leaves FMU as a 3-time all-conference performer, a 2-time ITA Scholar Athlete, tied for 12th all-time in singles wins with 42, and is 11th in doubles victories with 50. For the second time in 3 years, the Gladys Height Most Valuable Player Award for women's tennis goes to senior Marie Kruger. Years ago, we added a special award, the Ray E. Thames Memorial Raise the Roof Award. Among those in the crowd tonight, maybe only redshirt seniors William Robbins and Dietrich Browning may have met Ray. Anybody else met Ray? Couple. For the rest of you, Ray was Florence's biggest sports fan, and that included FMU. For nearly 40 years, Ray could be found at every Patriot home sporting event, and I mean every sport. Golf, cross country, baseball, softball, tennis, he was there. And he even made some of our games on the road. He passed away in April of 2014. Ray was retired from CSX Railroad, and he served in the United States Army Reserves during the Korean War. Ray was a faithful and generous member of the Swamp Fox Club for 34 years, and in 1996, he was named one of 8 national runners-up in the inaugural Sears Die Hard Fan Award competition. But more than anything, win or lose, Ray was an optimist, always wearing a smile and ready for a handshake. Just glad to be here, partner. Let's raise the roof. And 2 monkey cigars and a hickory stick. We never knew what the last one meant. At this time, I'd like to invite Ray's son, Darren, to come up and help with the presentation. Tonight, we will present the 4th annual Ray E. Thames Memorial Raise the Roof Award to a student athlete that personifies the qualities of Ray. In addition to their own squad, this individual must be supportive of the entire FMU athletic program, must be in good academic standing with an above-average grade point average, must be a letter winner for the year selected, must be in at least their 3rd semester at FMU, and must be active in community service and support FMU events outside the realm of athletics. This year's Ray E. Thames Memorial Raise the Roof Award goes to senior baseball pitcher Arian Seymour. I would ask all the MVP award winners, please come up on the stage immediately following the program so we can take our 2 group shots. The faster we get that done, the faster everyone can leave. At this time, I would like to call forward Dr. Alan Claybo, the faculty athletic representative at Francis Marion University, and a member of the chemistry faculty to present this year's inductees for Chi Alpha Sigma.
We are pleased tonight to announce the names of 9 Patriot student athletes who are being inducted tonight into the University chapter of Chi Alpha Sigma, the National College Athlete Honor Society. Chi Alpha Sigma as a society was founded in May 1996 at DePaul University by head football coach Nick Marunas. The organization currently has 284 chapters in 42 states and the District of Columbia. Francis Marion was the first school to have a chapter in South Carolina, and is currently one of only 8 chapters in the state now. Chi Alpha Sigma's purposes are as follows: to encourage and reward high academic scholarship of college athletes at 4-year accredited universities, to recognize outstanding academic achievement by intercollegiate varsity letter winners, to encourage good citizenship, moral character, and friendship among those high academic achievers in college athletics, to recognize and to honor the individual athlete, his or her team, sport, athletic department, and university, and to mentor and to provide leadership to other athletes. To earn a place in this society, a student athlete must be at least a junior academically, have a 3.4 grade point average on a 4.0 scale, and have an endorsement from his or her respective head coach, and the nominees are then screened by a selection committee. Over the past 18 years, 184 different FMU student athletes have been inducted into the society. There are 16 current Patriot student athletes who were previously inducted. As I call your name, stand and we'll recognize all of you at the end. Previously inducted Sigma Honor honorees, T.D. Bose, Arian Seymour, stand up. Women's basketball player Brooke Dixon. Men's cross country Javier Bustos Jaimes, Devin Nelson. Women's cross country Mackenzie Arnold. Golfer Alessandro Caselli, Mark Casulo, and Lars Sandfall. Men's soccer Harrison Smith. Women's soccer Melina Much. Softball Taylor Johnson, Chelsea Welty. Women's tennis Sophia Henning, Maria Kruger, and Anna Ventrick. Let's recognize all these. All right, tonight, 2018 inductees. As I call your name, make your way onto the stage, all the way up here, all the way, come on down when I call your name. 2018 inductees, baseball, William Robbins. Men's cross country and track, Carlos Oliver. Men's soccer, Michael Dimitra. Women's cross country and track, Emma Driggers. Women's soccer, Janine Gordon. Softball, Jenny Pollock. Volleyball, Georgia Garrison. And Jeremy Dennis. That's 9, congratulations.
It is my pleasure tonight as Provost to present the Carlana Henry Swamp Fox Athletic Award. This is given to the student athlete who has the highest academic grade point average after having completed a minimum of 5 semesters at Francis Marion University. In addition, the student athlete must have led twice in their respective sport before being eligible for this award. This year's recipient of the Swamp Fox Academic Award has been on the President's list at FMU for 7 semesters, has been on the Swamp Fox Athletic Academic Honor Roll for 7 semesters, a member of the Peach Belt Conference Presidential Honor Roll in 2015, 2016, and 2017, is a 4-year level winner for the Patriots, was a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee in 2016, and a member of Chi Alpha Sigma National College Athlete Honor Society. As a member of the men's golf team, he was named the Cleveland Golf All-American Scholar for 2016-17. The 2018 Carlana Hendrick Swamp Fox Academic Award recipient is Alessandro Caselli. I mentioned while Alessandro is making his way to the stage that he earned a 3.985 GPA in all undergraduate work.
We've got one more award here, one more recognition. If Dietrich will come and join me. You know, it's funny, last summer, we have the 4 great days of summer basketball camp every summer. And Dietrich worked it, and if you remember Dietrich, every camper, I would say, if all goes well, knock on wood, Coach Dietrich is going to be the leading scorer in the history of Francis Marion. And lo and behold, that's what happened. So we want to recognize that tonight. Dietrich Browning scored 2,356 points as a Patriot. I was supposed to give him that ball earlier in recognition of that fact, but we're going to give that to you. He's the leading scorer in the history of the school, and he broke the previous record by an astounding 493 points. Those 2,356 points also make him the leading scorer in the history of the Peach Belt Conference, where he was named Player of the Week a record 10 times and Player of the Year this past season. He also holds the Francis Marion records for points in a game. He scored 41 in the legendary game this year against Augusta. And points in the season, he scored a total of 737 points his senior year. For his career, he shot 50% from the floor, 40% from the three-point line, and 83% from the free throw line. Despite the fact that he can never throw the ball to himself, he almost broke the assist record. He missed it by 2. He had 408 career assists. He's second in career steals with 245. And despite being only 6 feet tall, he's 15th on the career rebounding list with 539. Dietrich Browning holds the Francis Marion career marks for minutes played, 4,054. Highest scoring average, 20.5. Field goals made, 824. Field goals attempted, 1,650. Three-pointers made, 292. Three-pointers attempted, 723. Games scoring in double figures, 111. Most consecutive games scoring in double figures, 56. And most 30-point games with 9. And to top it all off, as we said before, he holds the highest grade point average on our team. And he's going to be graduating in a week with a degree in psychology. Basketball was first played in this institution in 1970. That's almost 50 years ago. And in those 50 years, exactly 2 basketball jerseys have been retired. Pearl Moore's number 12 in 1979, and Robert Moore's number 40 in 1981. So it's been 37 years since we've retired a jersey around here. But several weeks ago, the president of this great university, Dr. Fred Carter, called me and said, we need to retire another one. He is, after all, our president and the only person on this campus who has the authority to retire a jersey. And he said, we need to retire number 2. And he said he didn't want to wait 10 years. And he didn't want to wait 5 years. As Dr. Carter has told me so many times before home basketball games, he said, tonight's the night. And friends, tonight is the night. What a wonderful night. What a wonderful, extraordinary young man. Extraordinary student athletes. That's what Francis Marion's all about. I could write a column about it, believe me. But all of you to be honored. And let's say, what a wonderful venue for our athletic banquet. Can we give Dr. Carter a round? Congratulations to all of our award winners. I think they want to take some pictures up here a little bit later. Please stay and stay for some pictures. And that concludes our program. Be safe. Go ahead. Thank you.